News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. Sources tell Bloomberg SpaceX has boosted its target IPO valuation above $2 trillion as the world's most valuable startup gears up to pitch what could be the biggest ever market debut. That would increase by nearly two-thirds in a matter of months. It would also be bigger than Meta and Tesla, and all but 5 of the companies in the S&P 500 index, including NVIDIA, Apple, Alphabet, Microsoft, and Amazon. Some tariff news from the White House. The Trump administration will maintain 50% tariffs on many imported steel, aluminum, and copper products while simplifying duties for goods made with negligible amounts of those metals. The Trump administration will also impose tariffs on certain imported medicines with rates of as much as 100% to pressure drug makers to manufacture more in the U.S. Stocks overcame some early losses to finish with slim gains and close out their first winning streak since the start of the Iran war. Oil prices remain elevated, however, having soared after last night's national address from President Trump, where he vowed the U.S. will continue to attack Iran and failed to offer a clear timetable for ending the conflict in the Middle East. WTI is more than 11% higher at nearly $112 per barrel. Brent crude is more than 7% higher at nearly $109 per barrel. We bring you those closing numbers each day here at Bloomberg. The S&P gained 7 points, NASDAQ up 38, the Dow lost 61 points, the 10-year Treasury yield at 4.3%, the 2-year yield at 3.8%, Bitcoin nearly 2% lower, near $67,000. Attorney General Pam Bondi is being removed from her post as head of the Justice Department. President Trump posted on social media that Bondi will transition to a, quote, important new job in the private sector. It is not clear what that job would be. Constitutional lawyer Rob McWhirter says Bondi might have a hard time in the private sector.
Could be she'll go to some kind of Republican think tank, cushy little thing or whatever. I don't see how getting fired is a transition to the private sector when you're working in the government sector. That's a firing.
Constitutional lawyer Rob McWhirter on balance of power. Now, Trump says Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche will step in to serve as acting Attorney General. Democratic Representative Robert Garcia posted on social media that Bondi is still legally obligated to appear for a hearing on Capitol Hill regarding the Justice Department's handling of the Epstein files. Bloomberg White House correspondent Jeff Mason says other administration officials have also faced fierce criticism, including National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard and FBI Director Kash Patel.
Continue to keep your eyes on them, because if President Trump is in a period of frustration, which he seems like he is, with the war, with the economy, with the political prospects that are probably facing him in November, that often leads to him making decisions like this. I don't think it's wrong to keep watching some of the people who look vulnerable.
Bloomberg's Jeff Mason on balance of power. Sources tell Bloomberg SBA Communications is exploring options, including a potential sale after receiving preliminary takeover interest. Any deal would be large, considering the size of the company and its debt load, with SBA having an enterprise value of about $34 billion, including debt. SBA shares are 2.5% higher in the post-market. Tesla posted one of its worst sales quarters in years, missing Wall Street expectations as the car maker struggles to turn around its core business and navigate an increasingly challenged electric vehicle market. Bloomberg's Detroit bureau chief David Welch says it was a disappointing quarter, no matter how you look at it.
If you look at this first quarter versus previous years, not 2025, but 2024, 2023, it's down significantly from there. So Tesla's overall sales globally have just been sliding here for quite a while.
Bloomberg's David Welch on Bloomberg Intelligence. Tesla shares fell nearly 5.5% in regular trading. That's the most in 20 weeks. NASA's crew of astronauts on the Artemis mission are on their first day of a 10-day journey that will slingshot them around the moon. Bloomberg's Ed Ludlow at the Kennedy Space Center explains the significance of going over to the far side.
The point of the mission, in part, is observation of what's on the surface of the far side of the moon. Water, minerals, oxygen. There's also an important moment where the Orion capsule and spacecraft is going to lose contact with Houston and control, and they planned for that and prepared for that.
The mission is a crucial in-space dress rehearsal, marking the biggest milestone yet in NASA's multi-year Artemis campaign to land humans back on the moon as soon as 2028. That's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris, and this is Bloomberg.